8:37 now, and in your Health Watch this morning, robot-assisted surgery has become a big thing in some areas of medicine, like prostate surgery. But in other areas, like heart surgery, it's still slow to catch on. St. Francis Hospital, though, is one of the few and maybe the only one here in New England that's been doing robot-assisted heart surgery for years. And Tim has more on one success story.
Carrie Powers is a touring musician. But in 2010, that tour took a detour.
I was supposed to travel to California to do a festival with Lyle Lovett. I was really excited about it. I went into a really bad arrhythmia. Of course, I could feel that it had accelerated, but it was more of a pounding sensation. Like I could literally see it pounding out of my chest.
That arrhythmia is called supraventricular tachycardia, or SVT, and it was treated by Dr. Joseph Dell'Orfano at St. Francis Hospital. He performed a cardiac catheter ablation, which removes defective heart tissue that causes arrhythmias, and it's done by pushing a long wire all the way up through a leg vein up into the heart. It's a safe procedure, but it could always be safer.
Normally, when we're going into the heart with these catheters, they've got some stiffness to them because we need to push them to where they're going. And you know, there's always a worry that you're going to perforate a structure, cause internal bleeding or damage or something like that.
But Dr. Dell'Orfano did Carrie's ablation differently. He used a robotic procedure called stereotaxis, named after the company that developed it.
First of all, the cool thing about our robotic system is the catheter is literally like a piece of spaghetti. You can't really push this catheter through any structure because it's so soft.
It's also guided by magnets, which can allow for millimeter precision.
It's really nimble, and you can move it to places that you can't get to with a traditional stiff catheter.
Which means it can treat lots of arrhythmias, including the potentially deadly ventricular tachycardia. And he said the flexible wire makes it easier to keep contact with the heart tissue, which of course is always moving.
Well, if you have a moving, beating heart and you put a stiff catheter up against it, you end up with this kind of a situation. Okay, if you have a magnetic catheter, you end up with this kind of situation where the magnet is kind of following the wall.
Carrie can vouch for it. She said she's been nearly symptom-free since then.
Right away, I felt the difference. I still feel that little feeling sometimes of a skip beat, but it is nothing by comparison to what I went through. I feel like I'm renewed, like a new person on some level, you know?
Good for her. I bet that feels great. Well, New York City.